Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my US visa interview experience. Well, I gave my interview from Kathmandu consulate in 28th of April. So my interview time was at 2:30 p.m. but I arrived at the embassy at 12-ish. So it was my first time being around that area of the embassy, and let me tell you, I was very amazed because there were so many people there. Like, I never even thought that it would be so crowded. There were people waiting for the family or friends outside the gate, and yeah, I was like quite intimidated by it. So my father came to drop me off, and yeah, I just told him, you don't have to wait for me, you can just go. Because I kind of had this thought at the back of my head that what if I get rejected, then I would have to face him. So it's better that I would have time for myself. But yeah, whatever. I got inside the embassy, and there was a long queue for the interview line. And yeah, but I expected myself to be very, nervous and panicky, but fortunately I was not. I was not even a bit scared, not even a bit, I didn't even have a bit of fear in my body at all. I was very calm, very composed, mostly because of the fact that I did do meditation before I came in for the interview. Whatever, so I got inside the interview room, and let me tell you, it was so different from what I expected it to be. I kind of expected it to be this super huge hall, and this massive room for interview, but it was completely different from what I expected. It was a very small room. I mean, the biometric was in the same room, interview, even the toilet and even the drinking water was in the same room. It was very congested with so many people coming for the interview. Many people were for tourist visa, and some are for students, some for work as well. And to be honest, at that day, the visa approval rate was not very good. I mean, um, there were so many people, so that could have been the reason. But I don't know. I rarely saw anyone getting a um, green slip. That is the approval one. Yeah, but my turn came. Well, before that, during that time, all the counters were open. That was counter number 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I was in counter number 9, but I was kind of like a bit relieved because counter number 7 and 8 were very cruel. They didn't give a single applicant a visa as far as I know, because they just asked a single question and gave them, I'm sorry, I can't approve your visa. And for me, I was in counter number 9, and he was also asking a lot of cross questions. As of counter number 10, he was taking very long time for the interview. It was like 5 or 10 minutes. So, as of my visa interview experience, the visa officer asked me, why computer science? By the way, I am going for computer science, an undergraduate degree in Louisiana Tech University. So the question, why computer science, I kind of told him about how I am interested in this field, and also kind of joined my long-term goals with it. Talked about how there's always something new coming up. I don't know what else I said. I just talked about how interesting that stuff is for me, how I connect with it, and then he looked at my passport. I do have a previous travel history, so he asked me, why did you go to France? And I told him that it was on a tourist visa for a cultural exchange program. And then he asked me, then why not just go to France? Why US? Then I told him that, so I kind of know one thing, that if you have to say good thing about one thing, then don't say bad thing about the other. So I told him that France has great so and so, but what I require is being provided by the US and the university that I'll be going in. And I also added um, about the university, how the courses that they're providing me with, the research is being done within the university and everything. And then he asked me the question of sponsors. So, not gonna lie, I do have pretty great sponsors. My parents have a business for the past 20 years, and my brother is a chartered accountant. So, and I told him about how much they earn. You need to show them that you can afford it. And then he asked me if my brother was in Nepal, and I didn't understand the question at first, so I was silent. And then he again asked me the same question, and I told him yes. And then he put my passport in the bucket beside him and handed me over the green slip. I was quite happy, but looking around, seeing the friends I made being rejected was quite disheartening because most of them were coming for the second attempt, third attempt. Some were already refused from Australia, from from which country was it? From Canada. And yeah, I was quite sad that, looking at all the rejections, but I was happy for myself. I called my family and I was literally crying the tears of joy. Yeah, so talking about the tips, I would say number one is research. Research about your course, research about your universities, research about how you came to know about this university and the course and what you're going to do with it in the long term. And the next thing would be to be confident. You have to be confident. If you can't, then fake it, I'd say. I know it's very normal to be nervous, it's human nature, but at that time, people were so nervous that they were literally shaking, trembling. The voice was shaking, and they couldn't even hear what the visa officer was speaking. So they could not answer at all. So I would say that do meditation before you come in for the interview. Be calm, be composed, take deep breaths. That would help a lot. Drink water, because drinking water is right there, right beside, in the same room, so you don't have to worry at all. And next thing would be eye contact. You have to make sure to make eye contact with the visa officer, because what they do most of the time is that they kind of use their psychology tricks on you. In difficult question, they would look directly at your soul, and it's human psychology that when you lie, you would look elsewhere. So you need to make sure that you put proper eye contact with the visa officer. And the next thing would be that during the interview, there's kind of like a counter, like a window where you put your documents. So you need to make sure that you don't lean over it, because that would be very off-putting and that would be kind of like a bit intimidating. So you need to make sure that you put a safe distance with the visa officer. And the next thing would be, yeah, also don't use very difficult vocabs, because I saw someone using words that I have never even heard in my life, and even the visa officer was asking what's the meaning of that word, and he had to explain it. So and it would be a bit most visa officers might not like it. I'm not really sure about it. So try to communicate with words that the other person would easily understand. That is one thing. And yeah, and also the thing is that right before me, a guy was there, and he was coming for second attempt, and he was very confident. It was very confident, way too confident, I would say, because he was using lots and lots of hand gestures than is required. He was using like this a lot and lots of hand gestures, and that can also be off-putting. So you have to keep that in mind as well, to put the hand gestures at minimal as possible. So yeah, I mean, that's all the tips that I can think about for now. Oh, and also, please don't make noise there, because there'll be lots of people, talking, and there'll be lots of noise, and visa officers can see who's making noise, and that's a bad impression. And also one thing is that when visa officer speaks, the audio comes from a speaker, so you need to listen to it very carefully, because you will be distracted from the audio, from the sounds coming from behind you, that are the applicants. They will be speaking in loud voices, so you'll be distracted if you do not focus very well. So you need to put all your attention to what the visa officer is speaking, so you need to make sure of that as well. So yeah, I think that's all the tips that I can think of. If you do have any questions, you can drop them, you can list them out in the comment section below. Yeah, if you have your interview coming up, then good luck. And yeah, if you want to know more, if you want any more videos like this, then do let me know down in the comment section. Goodbye.